Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Conqueror contents. I am your host, Blackup, replacing Yoshi, who is far too popular to be here today because so many people love him and he needs to be celebrating his anniversary. We are here with Phoenix. Welcome back, Phoenix.
Thank you. I'm a little disappointed that Yoshi thought his anniversary was more important than me, but I guess I guess that's reasonable. So
Yeah, I blew off my 10-year anniversary to be here, so yeah, way to go me. We're also here with the GOAT, Fatality. How are you, Fatality?
Hey everyone, yeah, I'm doing good.
wow,
Right on.
it's
All
amazing.
right, today we are here to discuss how screwed Conqueror League is now that Kez is finally released. Phoenix, who do you think is the best Kez player in all of Conqueror?
I'm gonna probably say Blackup because the reason I think it's you is because you actually just don't know what the hero does, and I think that's the key to being a good Kez. Because I don't even think Kez players know what Kez does, so I think that you're probably the best Kez player, really. So, what do you
I
think?
unironically think you just smash all his keys in a fight and it works.
Yeah, that's probably right.
So you're probably right.
Fatality.
Okay, we got some
How does
exciting games this week. Go
Kez
on.
work? How does Kez work, Fatality? Do you have any idea? Because you actually don't read the patches, so do you have any idea how Kez works actually?
I have like no idea that there's a hero named Kez, whatever. I've like never seen. I got owned by it once. Yeah, that's all I remember. And yeah,
That's it,
that's
dude.
all.
That's all it is for you. I just know that it's like a super glass cannon. I just know that it's like a lot of spell damage, a lot of damage, but doesn't really, it'll just die if you just click it, which I think is a lot of heroes. So yeah, it just shows you how little I know about Kaz. Who do you think is the best Kaz, Blackup?
That's probably like Wild Daddy or something. I don't know.
Ah, but he's not in Conk
Someone
though.
psychotic.
He's not in
Is
Conk
he not in
though.
Conk?
No, he's
Oh,
in
I'm
like
thinking of Wilson Sticks. It's gonna be Wilson Sticks.
it's gonna be Will. So
Yeah.
he's gonna take his like Viper offlane build to the Kaz. You think?
Yeah, the Kez Heart Rush is gonna go
It's gonna go
incredibly
crazy.
well. Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Well, let's go to the weekly matchups here. Let's waste no time. We're starting off here with the Fountain Divers against the Spiked Esports Club. So I think this was a 2-0 for Spiked Esports. Yeah, Fountain Divers not being able to buy a win here, unfortunately for them. Um, did either of you kind of see this game at all, or take a glance at anything here?
I did notice the OD versus Primal Beast mid matchup.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think you were on here last actually when we talked about this matchup, and you were saying it's like the worst matchup in Dota or something like that.
This was, yeah, I was on record as saying that a long time back, and I think it was Chev who said that Primal counters OD, and he was smoking actual crack because that is probably the worst matchup in all of Dota.
There's no way that's true. There's no way that's
Yeah,
true.
like you just W him, and he has no mana. Like he can't cast a single spell. Like how? I don't
I
understand how
mean,
that works.
he has like one small window where he gets his ags, so he can like, so then like OD's ags is not useful, so that's like kinda
Yeah, but I don't
Oh,
something.
that's
understand.
like
Like,
minute 40. Yeah.
yeah, but like even then, like
That's
so,
the
like
timing.
yeah, but like Astral always fucks Primal, right? Like I mean, like even if you're not gonna like Astral the Primal, like let's like like the Primal doesn't go BKB, you can always just Astral the person he's gripping. That's like a terrible matchup. I feel like that's so fucking garbage. But I mean, I don't know.
And it just seems like OD is good against just high HP strength heroes because of his damage output. So I don't see any reason other than maybe like a blade mail rush. You have like a brief window where he can't hit you.
Yeah, that's probably got to be it. Looks like the safe lane for Fountain Divers this game went very poorly here. So what was it? It was a Terrorblade Disruptor against a Dawnbreaker Shadow Demon. That's a little surprising to me. I mean, Blackup, you're now a carry player, so I mean, what do you think of TB against that matchup? Do you think it should be this one sided here?
I don't know any matchups. I just know I click creeps.
Okay, that's fair.
So everyone here probably knows more than I do about this.
Okay, Fatality. What are your thoughts on this 4 and 13 Terrorblade this game?
it seems like he had like a bad lane, and once you have like a bad lane as TB, it just always gonna go downhill from there. Uh, like the one thing I don't like here is like if you're gonna like early pick this axe, I feel like you have to ban the Ursa, no? Like it's just like super annoying to play.
Yeah, I think I kind of see that. It's weird though. Like I think good axe players, and I'm not a good axe player, but I've been told by good axe players that that matchup can be okay for axe. I think it is very skill dependent though. Like I think if you're a very skilled axe, you can maybe make it work. But I do think that Ursa's a very natural. He's just really good against tanky melee heroes, right? So it's yeah, you're naturally gonna have an easier time probably against the axe. But I think axe snap is like it's a pretty strong lane, honestly. Like like Shaman's very slow, right? So like that's the lane support. I mean, I feel like Snapfire with this little shredder bullshit, just like little shredders once and then you lose like half your HP. I don't know. I feel like there could have been some counterplay there, but looks like they kind of just got owned in the lane, so I'm not really sure like what else to even add, honestly. Like the only lane that they lost was a primal against OD, which is pretty reasonable for that to not go great. But I mean, if you look at the graph, like pretty one-sided. I don't know. There was one time here. Looks like they started throwing a little bit, but then they just team wiped them again, and I don't know. Looks like all she wrote there, honestly. What do you guys think draft wise? Like, what do you think about like? Did you guys like Spike Esports draft more? Did you think Fountain Divers had any good spots or?
Honestly, the draft on both teams seemed pretty good. I do like Spike better. They just seem to have more of a like a brawly lineup. You just kind of, you know, a click run at people, and
Mm-hmm.
that tends to do well in our league.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally fair. I do like the primal combo with the Dawn because like the primal can just go in and grip, and then the Dawn can ulti on the primal, right? So like that's a pretty nice combo. I think Shaman's really really good. I like the save from the Shadow Demon too. But I do like Fountain Divers. Like I like certain things that they have, right? I think Axe Snap is really good. It's like really easy to set the kisses with the Axe Call. Disruptor, kind of similar thing. I think they lack a little bit of disable. I would say that. If you compare to like Spiked, I think Spiked is a lot more consistent lockdown, which is always beneficial. I think. I also wanted to mention Wilson once again going with the Blade Mail Heart build. God, I love this guy's commitment to the Blade Mail Heart. That's fucking amazing, dude. Not even the Viper, okay? He'll do that shit on anyone. Look at that go. That's fucking amazing. Fatality, do you
Would
got
it have
any other?
worked better on Viper?
I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know, but it's great though in this game too. Look at that, dude. It's fantastic.
It's great in every
Fatality.
game.
Do you have any last minute thoughts, Fatality, or do you want to go to game two?
Yeah, I think like the draft seemed fine to me. I think it just like this team feels a little bit underskilled for Conk, I think. So it'll be hard for them. Like unless they can get like a really good draft going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I mean, I think that's a fair assessment with their 0 wins at week 4. So it's unlucky, but game two looks like did not go better for them. It actually went much worse. Actually, that at least was a 60-minute game. This was a 30-minute stomp, so they got kind of wrecked here. Tribal did do the helm build, so he's a very stinky man that's abusing, actually abusing, and that's with the nerf on the helm dom too. He still did it, so that's
Oh, this was
interesting.
post nerf.
Yeah, this is post nerf, right? Because it came
Oh,
out on
okay.
Thursday. So I
That's
mean, yeah,
ethical then.
yeah. I mean, is it ethical? I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's like it still feels a little unethical to me. But you know what? Yeah, it looks like it was once again similar thing. They just kind of had some unfortunate lanes, and looks like they just kind of snowballed out. I don't know. I think Fatality's right. I think Fountain Divers is unfortunately they're coming off a little bit weak, and I remember saying this in the first week where I didn't really know any of them. Like I knew Barry, and that's about it, and I didn't really know anyone else. So I was already kind of worried about them, but I think that the worries are being proven a little bit accurate here because it's just I don't know. They're just kind of getting outskilled. I think. Pudge Axe lane. It's a little bit. I don't know. I don't really. love that either, really.
They drew it.
They did draw it. They did draw it, but it's like you're doing that against a hoodwink Wraith King, right? Like I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard to kill either of them. The Ember matchup against Lycan. I mean, I think Ember should do fine in that matchup, right? Blackup. I think that's an okay matchup.
Lycan's surprisingly good mid, out in the laning part at least. It's very hard to contest him with the wolves. It's kind of like Invoker, where if he has his ads helping him last hit, it's very tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't really have much kill potential, and yeah, Ember does. So based on the rotates, Ember should be fine and or get a kill, but again, that's team dependent.
Yeah, I think that the thing with Ember is that I think Ember always has a pretty fine time if he's in a lane where someone can't really get rid of his Flame Guard, right? I think Lycan is. I mean, he cannot. It's impossible for him to get rid of the Flame Guard, right? So it's like unless he can kind of chew through his like raw HP, then Ember's naturally gonna have a pretty good time. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Mars pick is also really good too. I will say that. They picked it 16 too, so it was a pretty early pick. But when they had picked it, I think it made a lot of sense. Really good at caging the Lycan, right? I mean, he does not want to play against the Mars, especially if he gets initiated on. It's always good against supports, right? Like Shaman and stuff like that. Now, Pudge can hook people out of Arena for some reason. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the case, but it's happened in a couple of
Oh.
my pubs. Yeah, it's happened in a couple of my pubs. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but he's been able to hook people out of Arena. It's really tilting. But even if you look past that, I mean, it's fantastic against Drow. I've played that matchup multiple times. Even just 1 point of Bulwark is so much damage reduction against any ranged carry, right? Like, it's really, really nice. And, I think it's really hard for a Shaman Drow to kind of bully out Mars in that lane, which I think kind of was showcased there. He also went Vlad's, actually, on Mars. It's been a long time since I've seen a Vlad's on Mars, but I don't mind it because they were kind of snowballing and they have a lot of heroes that can benefit from it. So I don't think it's bad. It's just something I haven't seen in a while. But yeah, Fatality, you got any thoughts on this game here?
This one seems like they did not do the draft well, because I don't think you can pick like a draw saying Clock, Mars, Ember. That's insane. I don't know.
It's a very bold last pick. I will agree with you on that. It's very bold, especially because Mars Clock itself is such a good combo because you can spear people into the cogs. So yeah, they had so many ways of kind of dealing with the Drow, and they still went for that last pick, which is I would agree with you. I think it's a little greedy for sure. Yeah. Black, if you got any last minute thoughts, or you want to go to the next series?
Can I take a peek at that Ember's build?
How can I do that actually? Is there a spot for
I think you
this?
just scroll down, don't you?
Oh yeah, there's. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Here we go. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he actually didn't even get the E at all. Wow.
He didn't get the.
Wow. I would have assumed the Flame Guard max would have been not bad. I've heard that Embers nowadays are maxing the Flame Guard, but I guess not. He just went raw with the WQ. You
Yeah,
predicted that? You
and
predicted that?
I had a feeling because he drew the lane. I feel like
Oh, okay. That's
he's one of the few heroes that can deal with a Lycan with his ads. So
yeah.
I thought maybe he just didn't go the build. Yeah, that makes sense.
So if this said 1, you would have been like, oh yeah. He went the Flame Guard, but in this case,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, he didn't. Okay, fair enough. That's good. That's a good point. Actually, that's very weird that he didn't max it. I think, especially against a hero that can't get rid of it. Very strange. All right, well, let's go to the next series here. Good job, Spike Esports, Fountain Divers. I mean, I really hope you guys can get at least a win. I mean, if they don't get a win, I will say this is going to be one of the first times I can think of where a team makes playoffs with no wins. That'd be kind of cool. So
Kind of want to see that. Yeah.
that'd be really cool to see,
Yeah.
actually. Like not no toxic, obviously, to the Fountain Divers, but the only
I
fountain
think I
being
got
dove
this.
is yours. Smiley face. Sorry.
They got this. They got this. They just need to lock in.
Okay. Lock in. Fatality is giving you some recommendations here. Lock in, guys. Come on. All right. Now we got HO against Drama Piranhas. So I had said that I thought HO was going to 2-0 because, HL are the best. Blackup, your prediction was correct. You did in fact get 2-0'd. So how did this game 1 go? Because it looks like it was fairly close.
So game 1 was going really good, and I kind of just
Did you play
didn't
Dazzle 1?
anticipate. Of course I did.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh.
very good.
The last series against Drow's Touch, it was the Psyops. I said I was going to pick Dazzle 1, and then I didn't. This series, I said I was picking Dazzle 1, and then I did. So I kind of just told them what my pick was going to be. So it was a little bit of a disadvantage. I did not anticipate how good the Vengeful Spirit was against Dazzle Carry, because the second you grave someone, he just swaps you right in the middle of the fight and you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if I ult in a blocked up in the jungle somewhere, they can't see it, he can still just do the wave to get vision and then swap. So it was a bit of a drafting error there not to ban that, and I think that kind of won him the game in the end.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the graphs, we were ahead by a bit, and then it just kind of
like 3K. You guys were doing okay.
we never really got that far ahead, but we were doing okay, and then a few swaps to death happened.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, and something I didn't even think about really until you mentioned it. But yeah, because I mean, if Dazzle ulties, then the Venge is very good at sleuthing out where the real hero is, right? He can just scream where he thinks that you are, and then he'll just swap you right in the middle of the fight. Dazzle does
Well, he doesn't
not
even
want to
need to
experience
guess
that.
because there's a line that connects your hero with the
True. Yeah,
image.
it's
So
legitimately not challenging. Like he just screams where the line is going and can just swap you in, which is a little bit unfortunate.
it's not where you want to be.
No. It's not where you want to be. I mean, I think it's interesting that Changstein drew against a Timber. I'm not sure if he would think differently. Like sometimes Dota Buff does this thing where it says that like a lane's a draw, but if you actually are in the lane and you like have played it, you're like, yeah, there's no way that was a draw. So I don't know if that's the case here, but I think Timber should like shit can the DK. So that's pretty cool that he was able to draw that lane.
I'm going to disagree with you here, having played the matchup. I think it is very DK favored. And the reason is, all right, listen up. When the Timber hits you, right? He lowers your max health, but DK has flat health regen on his passive.
True.
So all you're doing is making his healing even more obnoxious. And I've done it where I've built one bracer and I never had to buy a single tango. You can just literally coast off that passive.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's something you would think would be Timber favored, but it's really not. So Changstein should have won. That guy stinks. Get him out of here.
I think is there a reason that he didn't take Frost Dragon, by the way? I feel like Frost Dragon's pretty good.
He hasn't played mid in a while, but none of us really knew what passive people go nowadays. DK mid.
Well, I think all of them are viable, really, except for Red. I think they over-nerfed Red. I think Corrosive can work. It's just, I like Frost a lot because, like, the armor reduction's not going to be as effective against TA because he's got the refraction, right? So it's, like, not as effective there. Timber, it's not going to be as effective against, right? I think the Frost would have been really nice for the HP regen and the slow on the Timber and the TA, but that's just my
I think it
2
comboed
cents.
well with the Dazzle because the Dazzle's. I think I went Deso, and he has his ult that lowers armor. So
True,
I think
that's true.
was
Yeah.
probably the right call that game.
Yeah. So
That definitely wasn't planned though.
Was this a Dawn 4?
No, 3. That was an Axe 4.
It was an Axe 4. Oh,
That's
right, because Ouch is playing 4, right? Okay.
Now you might confuse that because the Pause 4 had more farm than the Pause 3.
Yeah,
but
that's why I was getting a little
Pause
confused.
4 Axe. Yes.
Okay. So this is a Pause 4 Axe. Okay. He was popping off though.
Yep.
First and last time for Ouch there. Absolute dog. But
Yeah.
Fatality, what do you think about these drafts here? What do you like and dislike?
I love the as a position 1 pick. I love that shirt. So you're like an inspiration to us all. Blackup, but unfortunately, I think this Sanking and Sand King does too much. I think too much magic burst for you. Even like the TA, the Timber can jump you. It's tough, but yeah,
So what you're saying is that Stinky's 2 and 12 Sand King performance was just too strong for HO. They just couldn't stand up
yeah,
against that, eh? It's
yeah.
yeah, that's
Every
fair.
time I killed him, I lost fantasy points.
That's oh my god. I think the other thing too is that I think your lineup here lacks some damage in my opinion. Like DP like lots of damage here, right? Like Timber shits out damage, Sand King has a lot of damage, Snapfire has a lot of damage. TA like look at these items, obviously gonna like just unload damage, but you guys do have a lot of like very slow like you know what I mean? Like the axe wants to get a call, and then maybe like a Donalty on top, and Dazzle can do a lot of damage for sure, but it takes some time too, right? Like he's got to get his ulti out, he's got to like throw his poison touch, hit a couple times, throw like an E, right? Like it's a little bit slower, so I think that there's a little bit of damage issues, which I think is evident. I think on the chart here, where your highest damage dealer was actually the Pause 5 Radio Foot, so that's the reason why he was on
Yeah.
the All Star team last season. So this is
Well, when you
why.
skip support items and go Ags, you tend to do yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Expert sight. He knew his job. He knew his job. He had to carry, dude. He had to carry. But yeah, no,
And
I think DP had a good draft. I think it was I think Snapfire is like the most fucking broken hero right now. I think that hero's fucking disgusting. Like I was saying before last series, man, like it's like one little shredder and it's like half your HP pool. It's so disturbing. I have no clue how this is allowed in the game. They gotta fucking nerf that shit. I don't know, my opinion. But yeah, any other thoughts or can we go to game 2 here?
no, I think you're good.
All right, let's go to game 2. This was another relatively quick one for DP. Looks like another close game though, just off of kill score. I will say both games were very tight on that aspect anyway. How did this game go, and why did you pick a Viper mid? Oh my god, what the fuck, Blackup? What the shit are you guys doing? Last pick Viper mid, and Lena's in the pool. Oh man, that's a
That was
yikes.
Shangstein just wanted the Viper mid. I don't know why. So I gave
Oh,
it to him. And it
yeah.
didn't work out.
No, I'm
It
not a
wasn't
big
even the
fan of
lane
that.
because he drew lane. You can draw that lane pretty easy, but like, I don't know. He just like was too slow to join fights.
I think
I think that was like the biggest failure of the draft was just he wasn't fast enough.
I think the issue that like, and this is why I don't like Viper very much right now, is because it's a very slow hero. Like literally, like it's incredibly slow. He's like 285 or something like that. But then it's also like in this lineup, like I'm not really sure what he's supposed to be doing, right? Like he can't go on the brew because the brew will just ulti if he gets Viper ultied, right? And you can't really just like right click the brew down because he's very fast and once again he'll just ulti, right? That's nothing he can do there. I mean, Lena's a Viper counter. Like I'm surprised that lane was a draw because it's actually a pretty. I think it's one of the harder lanes for Viper, and it doesn't get easier as the game goes on. Lena can just burst that hero very easily, and then I mean Ursa is like similar thing, right? If he's got his Ags and stuff, you can't really kill an Ursa that easily. Like maybe in the early game he could maybe kind of be annoying for him, but after that, I mean the Ursa can kind of pop a Viper pretty easily, right? So it's like one of those things where I'm kind of surprised that he wanted the Viper, that he asked for it this game. I don't think it was that great of a Viper game. It's also really easy to steal Viper Strike on Rubik as well.
Yep.
It's like a very easy spell to steal. So, yeah, I don't really see the Viper vision, but obviously there's more than just that happened here. I mean, it's not just one thing that went wrong for
Well,
sure.
I thought he was gonna go Blade Mail Heart, but I guess I
he wasn't learned in the
didn't catch
ways.
up on the meta of the Conqueror
Yeah,
meta.
yeah. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But yeah, no, I mean, this is also the first Night Stalker offlane I've seen in a while. Actually, this is a hero that kind of fell out of favor. I feel. Was there a reason why you guys wanted the Night Stalker offlane this game?
We thought it would be good against the support Rubik just to kind of get on top of them. Same thing with Lena, and same thing with Baru. We thought that they would enable us to burst down the Baru before he could ult with silence. Didn't turn out that way. Baru was kind of busted. And the Lena got first item BKB, I'm pretty sure, and it just destroyed us.
He did.
I guess it was second item, but yeah, it was a
Well,
very fast BKB.
he's clearly cheating because he
Yep.
literally. I
Two
can't believe
builds
he
that
would do
item.
that. That's crazy.
No one can
Double
draft around
save.
that.
Double save first items is actually just the most cringe shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. So, yeah, that's like unbelievable. But it looks like both games you guys actually had an advantage and then kind of threw it away. Dude, that's always
Yep.
unfortunate to see. You guys won the lanes. You guys won almost every lane and still lost the game. That's really. Also, Yoshi, what the fuck happened to you? What the fuck happened with this punch on side? 3 and 12. God
You know what
damn.
happens when you play Pudge, man? You get that confidence, you run in.
And you die like a
That
dog.
Pudge confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. Fatality, what do you think about this game? You got any thoughts on the drafts or anything like that?
Like I actually saw like a little bit of this game, and I saw like they were like they won all the lanes. They were like they had a lot of kills, I remember, and then I don't know like kind of what happened. I think they lost a few fights, and it just yeah. I think just like the Lena kind of like Lena was uh they could not find the Lena, and I think she was just like outplaying them here.
Unlucky. Unlucky. All right. Well, good luck. Better luck next week, Blackup. I think you guys will bounce back, no problem. I think DP is proven to be the strongest team in Conqueror right now, so I'm sure the next week it'll be better.
I mean, we're all throwing the preseason, so we're
Yeah,
waiting until
well,
playoff.
true. I mean, yeah, because everyone's already made playoffs, right? So I mean, all right. So we got Rally up against Reading Patches OP. I just want to say off the top too, like whenever I thought of your name, Fatality, I never even realized it. Like I assumed it was like Reading Patches OP, but then it's more like Reading Patch is OP because you don't read the patch. Like and now I kind of get it, but I thought it was like a one. Does that make sense? Am I being stupid right now? Like, am I, like, does that make
I
sense what
mean,
I'm saying? Like, I was like,
How else can you take it?
well, like, I thought it was just like just like this like a one sentence like reading patches OP. I don't know, but like what he's implying is like reading the patch is OP, right? Does that make?
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was kind of
Okay,
obvious, but if it's not,
I'm
like I'll
actually
just
really stupid.
I don't know.
that if you're reading the patch, it's not
Oh,
you should not be reading the patch.
I think I
I
just
agree.
outed myself as the biggest fucking moron. We're actually gonna have to cut this out. We have to restart the intro here for the series. Okay, anyway. Okay, so Jack Stack against Fatality. Fatality. What happened in this first game, my friend? Looks like you guys
Yeah.
lost a very long game here. You guys were
Oh my God.
ahead.
Yeah.
What? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, wait. What happened here? Did you lose while ahead?
Yeah. So this was
Oh
like an
my.
80-minute, like an 80-minute, yeah, like an 80-minute game. So we lost all the lanes, I think, and we were this like Hulk glitch was kind of just. So we lost like the 20-minute, like the thing. 21 minute, we lost all the towers. We were just getting owned. And then we kind of mounted this like huge comeback, and then we threw again and we lost.
I can't believe
So
that you
that's kind of
guys
the summary.
lost 14k up. Like you had such an advantage. You were 30k up at one point, 35k up.
Yeah, they had like a sniper on the high ground, and we could not break the high ground.
I think this is also their new mid, right? Like this was their first series with their new mid, and it looks like he did quite well.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's really tough to go high ground, right? Like it's really hard to go high ground in general right now, but I think against Sniper, Lich, I mean that Pango like that is pretty unfortunate. I feel like that's a really tough thing to do. Um, looks like you and Hulk, like you, Laps, and Hulk were competing for who could feed the most to 5 and 15. Looks like you did win Fatality. You got that unlock there. That's pretty good. Blackup, what do you think about these drafts here? This CK really popped off too. Jack likes the CK. I know that.
Yeah, Jack's a good carry. Honestly, the rally up draft I don't really like that much. It's like, who's the frontliner?
They don't really have
It's
one.
certainly not
Yeah.
CK, right? Yeah, like you don't want
No.
CK going in first because people can just blow him the fuck up. You want him in second. So I guess Casey could initiate with Pango, but
Yeah,
like
it's awkward though. Yeah.
it's awkward. And if like Lena, oh, okay, if Lena didn't go, that's it. If Lena didn't go the spell damage build, they would have won. Calling it right
So
now. If you can just hit BKB and click on Pango while he's rolling, Pango dies in the late game.
is
That's
there
like
a
his
reason
weakness.
why he would do this magic build Fatality? Because I also don't understand the magic build. To me, it's not very good against Sniper, and it's not very good against CK either. Like it's like one of those things where you kind of want your Lena to be like able to kind of man fight a little bit here. It seems like this is not the build to do that. Was that a conscious choice? Like, did you guys want that, or is that just like what Bobby feels more comfortable with? Or
I mean, I don't really question Bobby. He's level 29 or level 30 on Lena, so like
ice.
doing it, it must be good.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I just think that like against a Pango in particular, because he's just going to
Yeah,
be rolling in the late game, right? You're not even going to see him outside of the roll.
I mean it's really good
And
against the Lich, cause like the Lich armor, if you
I
can
think it's
just
good against Sniper too,
bust someone.
honestly.
Yeah,
I think it's okay against Sniper until it's not though. Like
Yeah.
Sniper eventually gets like, like Hurricane Pike and all these other items, and I don't think Lena can get on top of the Sniper to do the damage that she wants to do, right? But
And you can tell he was building for it because he has like Satanic and Scotty. So he's getting himself enough health to live like the double ult combo.
yeah, yeah, exactly, right. That's where it's like a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, I don't know. I think you guys had a nice draft too. I actually like what you guys were cooking here as well. I think Shaker is really strong right now. It's a good flex hero. I could see a more obvious way that you guys could fight too. Like you could either fissure start, you could swap start, you could blink roar. There's a lot of ways to kind of play that for sure. And I mean it was clearly working. At least for the last 30 minutes or so. I mean it was working out and just didn't quite couldn't quite get over the finish line against the Sniper there. But yeah, I think they had a really good high ground lineup, right? So yeah, well played for a late game comeback here from the Jack stack. We could probably go to game two unless someone else has anything else to add here. All right, let's do it.
Nope.
Let's go to game two. Reading Patches OP took
Oh, the
this
good guys
game.
won.
The good guys won. You guys got a game off of the Jack stack. You guys got a game off the Jack stack, and Jack went 17-4. God damn, he was doing a Herculean effort here, and it was not quite enough actually. So, how did this game go this time around, Fatality? It looks like it was a little bit like the game one where they kind of
yeah,
threw. Looks like a little bit.
yeah. I think it was like the same. I think we were just like losing all the lanes again. We lost all the towers. We lost like the wisdom and stuff. And this time we came back and we did not throw. Yes, I think. Uh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Blackup, what do you think about the lineups here? Is there anyone that any lineup that's standing out to you that you like a little bit more? Because I mean, Rally Up was winning for at least the first half, right? So clearly, whatever they had was working until it didn't.
Yeah, the Jack was going pretty crazy by the looks of it. I'm just wondering, like, I don't know. I guess I gotta watch the matchup, but Invoker usually doesn't win against Quap.
No,
It's
that's
not
right.
like a stomp, but Quap should be able to outlast hit him and kind of like outroam him too. The only thing he can really do is Invoker is Sunstrike, which maybe he was just getting Sunstrike kills like crazy. I'm not sure, but
I'm curious about the build here. What did he do? He maxed the dagger too, or at least put 2 points
it's
early. to the
Yeah, that's
dagger.
not what you want to do against Invoker, right? Because he can put 2 points in Quas and just stand there, tank it. And that's what he did, right?
That's what he did.
EQQ on the
Yeah.
Invoker. Yeah,
Yeah, you did
that's what you
double up
do.
the quas. Yep. So the damage was getting nullified by a lot of the HP regen, right? And
Yeah, that must have been it. If you went to Scream, put 2 points in that, I think even like Blink, I think you just outmaneuver him, out CS him.
well, and that's why the screen build is so good, right? Is because you just farm faster than the enemy mid, right? So if he did the screen build, I think he could have maybe just pushed the lane and then farmed the jungle. Maybe got a little bit of a
Yeah,
better advantage there off that, right? So
or rotated, yeah.
yeah, no,
But
that's totally fair.
yeah, I guess I'll have to see the game specifically. Maybe you got roam done. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I will say that the Invoker, he did go the Agent of Galaron here. I think it worked out.
That's crazy.
I think it's good this game because they do have they have Shaman, they have Axe Call, they have the Grim ulti. I think that like it's a really they have a lot of setup for it, right? So I think it was like really strong in that instance. I would like to have known if they kind of executed that in some times because I could see like a nasty blink call if he gets like 1 or 2 people just drop that Sunstrike on top with the Cataclysm. I could see that being a really powerful combo. Um,
Okay, but imagine for a second the axe call into the big ice wall.
my God, dude, your big ice
You're not
wall, dude.
imagining it.
I'm
so good.
not, dude. No, I'm not imagining. You're right. I'm not. I'm not imagining it, man. It's
All
not
right,
happening here.
you'll see it.
Oh my
Let's queue.
God. I don't want to see it. I don't
It's
want to
gonna
see
be
it.
okay.
No,
All
I
right.
don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm press X to doubt right now. Dude. I don't know about that, dude. That's
God, you guys will all see.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, otherwise, like, it's kind of cool to see the Grim pick. I think Grim is underrated right now. I think it's better than people think. I think it's good against a lot of heroes. I think the Ags is good against the Shadow Feed too, because it gets the auras, right? So you're kind of
Yeah.
giving some negative armor against their team, which does not want that. They don't particularly have a lot of tanky people. Um, it is interesting just because like when I look at this stack or like this lineup, the fact that they won the lanes for the most part, I feel like they should have been able to just close it out because you guys were a little slow on like the heroes that you have, right? Like Lifestealer's very slow. He wants his Radiance and he wants to farm for a while. Invoker kind of similar. He wants to get the Ag's first item and then maybe like a couple other items like a BKB stuff like that, right? So I think you guys were very slow, and then you were losing the game. So I'm surprised that they weren't able to close it out. But yeah, it looks like I mean you guys probably had some nice combos, and that was that really. Um, so yeah, any other thoughts, or can we go to the last series?
Yeah, like I think I told my team also that like against this team, we should be okay with the losing lanes. So I think like coming into it, we were like, okay, it's fine if we lose lanes, we don't care. We're just gonna win some team fight, or like we're gonna find some way to come back, and we're gonna play the map. So I think like we came into it with that mindset. So uh, that's why we picked like a very greedy draft, if you see. So yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
it worked.
I'm also curious as to Casey went Vlad's before Phase. I find that interesting against a Lifestealer, because I feel like a fast Phase is actually beneficial against Lifestealer because it helps you run away from him in the open wounds and the you don't want to like trade against a Lifestealer, right? Because it's strength here against Lifestealer. So I think the Phase would have actually been helpful for him, but uh, probably nothing too much to write home about. It's just I usually see the Phase rush there, but yeah. Otherwise, there's a good tie there. That's cool to see. Last series here was Sad Tofu Block against Drow's Touch. Oh yeah, this was the series that Sad Tofu Block pulled out the victory here, I think, if I remember correctly. So this is
They
a
did.
Oh wow.
this is a
Okay.
bit of a shocker because I thought Drow's Touch was the much better team, like way better. Um, so it's pretty surprising to me that they were able to get 2-0 here. Um, yeah, it looks like it was a pretty close game too. Over an hour long, kills were relatively close. And look at this graph too. Wow, what a yo-yo here. I mean, like they were up
They
7k, then they were down 15k, then they barely won at the end. I mean, it's pretty crazy. What do you think, Blackup?
They won every single lane, then threw, then won the game.
You're right. That is literally what happened. They won every
That's
lane.
incredible.
I don't know if I've
Yeah.
ever seen that before, actually. So they got a massive advantage because of how good they were. Then they just fucked it right up. Then team wiped them and then just won the game. I don't know how that happens. That's like, I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So it looks like your typical Medusa game. Oh, and you got a. Okay, I like the draft for Sad Tofu block. The last pick Medusa is a little cheesy, you know, it'll catch you off guard. I think Hexy's lost to that twice now.
To a last pick Medusa?
Yeah, oh yeah. Did we last pick it? I think we did.
Yeah, yeah, I think you did. And
Yeah,
and you won
so
that game. Yeah. I think
so
it's
that's
interesting
bad for them.
because it isn't Sven supposed to be kind of good against Medusa? Am I wrong about that?
I think you're wrong about that, but I don't know enough to
I
say.
think you're wrong about that.
Oh, maybe I am wrong
I don't
about
see
that.
how Sven would be
I
good
mean,
against Medusa because she
yeah,
can just
like
ult and then
Yeah, she can just
his
ult and
ult
run
is
away,
useless,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my brain, which, as evident from my ramblings about reading Patch's OP earlier, in my brain I was like, well, can't Sven just like blink, stunner with ulti and like just like chop through her mana really quick? But I guess that doesn't really make sense though, because Medusa has a lot of mana and she can always ulti and run away, and Sven can't really stay on top of her, right? So I guess that,
Also, if she has
yeah.
shard eggs, his stun will stun himself, and then she can
Yeah,
just walk
true.
away.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's got to be a bit of an unfortunate matchup, actually. I would agree with you. I think it's interesting though because so like Dawn and Medusa is not like a great combo, right? Because like Dawn wants to really combo with people that he can buff up like HP wise, right? Like Medusa, he
Yeah.
cannot do that with, right? So that's kind of like some like anti synergy there. But I think that it would have been good in the lane for sure, right? Like I think Dawn's totally fine to play against a Sven. Not so much the Undying, but I think overall it's like they clearly had an okay time anyway. What do you think about Prophet against DP? That's not a matchup that you see every day here. Looks like the Prophet was able to take the W there, but I assume DP should be able to hold her own. No.
I think she absolutely should have. I am seeing not phase boots. He went treads, so it looks like he had the brown boots.
Brown boots for a
Maybe
while.
wanted
Yeah.
to go for travels and then decided against it. I don't know. I think like you rush the phase boots in that lane so you can close the distance and get your life drain off. Also gives
The
you some
armor's
nice
good.
armor against this
Yeah.
right click, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's hard to say without seeing the matchup. But it sounds like it would be good for DP.
I think that it's unfortunate too, because like this Shaker hero is like, I love Shaker off lane. I think Shaker off lane's awesome. I would be very curious to see how that lane went in the sense of like, was there a lot of stacks made for him? Because I feel like the unfortunate thing about Shaker here is that really not good against Medusa. Like that is a really bad lane for Shaker. He cannot bully the Medusa at all. He cannot close the gap. Medusa can snake him off the wave. I mean, if she's really worried, she can drop down her E. It's just that is like one of the most unplayable, miserable lanes I can think of for Shaker. So if there wasn't like a very big emphasis on like, okay, just get a EXP, get your six, try to just like ulti the camps. If they didn't prioritize that, I could definitely see him having a bit of a tough game, and that's kind of evident by his item build up here too, right? Like he got a pretty late blink with 13 minutes, and then didn't get another item until, or didn't finish the Ashikaya for another like 14 minutes, right? So that's a pretty fairly sizable gap there, which is unfortunate because Shaker's your tempo, right? Like you kind of want him to, especially in this lineup, you kind of want him to set the pace, right? And he can't really set the pace if he's that far behind, right? But
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, Justin, I can't. I have to keep harping on the DP for some reason, but in this lineup, I don't like the Ags first because I think DP's got to be your front line in this particular comp. I guess Undying to an extent is, but like Sven wants someone to initiate first so he can jump in, and then Earthshaker wants the same thing. So I think DP's got to be the one to do it. So you probably just want to go tanky items
Yeah,
and
like
like push wilt. You know what I mean?
some type of tank. Maybe like even like a Yules wouldn't have been terrible. Maybe.
Yeah, something to help survive.
Some type of survivability. I will say too, I'm very shocked that he maxed Fissure. I think that's very strange to me.
I think that's the
Um,
play now. I'm pretty sure. Like
I
usually you
really.
go aftershock, but I think you go Q right after.
No, I agree with that, but like I was saying, because his lane was going to be tough, I feel like the aftershock, like yeah, you at least go 2 points, I think, so you can ulti the camp, right? Like the triangle, you know what I mean? Like
If there's stacks.
you got to stack for a shaker off lane.
I mean,
You have to.
if you have some helmets on supports, you're not getting any stacks.
I
So.
mean, that's fair, but I think otherwise though, like I think if you're picking shaker off lane, you have to stack the camps. Like that's why you're picking it, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, so I'd be curious. But yeah, I think that like you identified, they just lacked a little bit of initiation. Honestly, there's really not a great way for them to start fights, right? And like Sad Tofu Block has a lot of ways to start fights, and they have a lot of rotational power, and Drow's Touch doesn't really have a lot to deal with that. So, Fatality, got anything? Got anything for me on this game?
Yeah, I think I mostly agree with you. I think there is a lot of like this Earthshaker has to do a lot because like we don't really have much like lockdown. There's an Undying, there's a DP, there's a Witch Doctor, and uh, so like it's like just easy for them to just like walk away from the fight, right? And it's all on kind of the Earthshaker, and it's very hard with like a Dawn there with like a Jakiro Ice Path. The Earthshaker has just like I think too much to do. We need some help there.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Okay. Let's go to game two here. So game two, yeah, this one was actually quicker, much faster too, and still a pretty clear victory for Sad Tofu here. Um, oh, Blackup, this is the guy that does the Aether Lens, Magnus. You remember this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked, dude. It
So it
actually
works.
worked. It actually cooked this game. What the hell? That's
He
awesome.
showed
Okay.
us.
Also, old Ramen with the offlane Viper actually making it work. I gotta watch this guy's demos. Holy shit. I have not seen Viper offlane work in a long time. What was he playing against? Huskar? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Wait. What facet did Huskar go? Oh, it's Hexy. I know what he
Cauterize.
did. He probably
Cauterize.
cauterized. Yeah. Well, we can flame Hexy later, but this is a very annoying team from Radiant, and I feel like the Oracle is the best pick they could have had. It's so weird that they picked Viper into Oracle.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Yeah.
That's very strange. They must have
Also,
been
can I
very
take a look at
confident.
that Quops build?
Yeah, let's take a look. If we look at the graph too, it's very one-sided, actually.
Yeah,
Let's
a
take a
little
look.
bit.
Max Dagger.
Okay, that should have been the play. I don't know how the mag drew the lane. Because I think he
Yeah,
would
I'm not
just
sure.
force him out, right? You have more mobility to contest the runes. You got more damage. I don't know.
Yeah, that's very strange to me. I would agree with that. You would assume that the Quaps would just like mud stomp that lane. That's a very bad lane
Wait
for
a minute.
Magnus.
1 minute bottle. He might have gotten first blood. I think
Or
you can get that if you get like perfect CS, but you might have also gotten first blood. I don't know.
it's also Conk. I mean, come on. There's no way you got perfect CS. Let's be real here, right? Like, I mean,
I mean, the Quap also got a 1 minute bottle, so maybe they just
yeah,
had a
true.
gentleman's agreement where they pulled
Yeah,
the melee creeps under tower and no one bothered anyone.
yeah. No. I mean, maybe. I'm very surprised. Like, I think it's unfortunate for Drow's Touch in a way. Like, it's potentially a little bit of like a confidence shaker here, because I mean, this Huskar Oracle is like their signature, right? Like, that's like what they're known for, and they kind of pulled it out here. They put their balls on the table and they kind of just got them chopped off a little bit. They got fucking neutered here in this game. I don't know with their signature combo. That's unfortunate. I think I mean this Tide, like, I don't know. I feel like it's a kind of a hard Tide game because I mean Veno 5 for Tide is pretty miserable, right? Like I don't know. Like yeah, Kraken Shell can dispel, but I mean you still, I mean, is there a lot you can do against a Veno? A Veno Wraith King is it tied with a Disruptor in lane? Probably not a ton. I think his lane kind of got sacked there. I think Tide's in a bit of a weird spot, personally. I think it's a hard hero to make work. It just doesn't really. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't do a ton. But I definitely would not ever go Pipe Rush on Tide, personally. I don't like this at all. I think this is very not good, in my opinion. I understand that they have a lot of magic damage. Like, I totally get that. You know, like the Viper, the Veno, the Magnus. I get it. But I just don't think it makes sense. Like, I think you need some type of mana. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you Pipe and Ravage, like, you just have no mana now. Like, at all. I feel like he needed some type of other item there. I'm not sure what, but there had to be something going on there, and he was so poor, right? I don't know. It's just really unfortunate for them. Um, but yeah, Fatality, you got any thoughts on this game here?
Yeah, I think this Tide had like a rough game, I feel. Like I don't really mind their draft too much. Like I think it's fine. Uh I think they just lost offlane pretty hard, and they have like a yeah, it's hard to come back as a Husker, right? Like yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. I would also say that I think Drow's Touch lineup. I mean, you look at their lineup, right? I think they had to win the early game, right? Like they were all
Yep.
in on winning the early game, and if you play this type of lineup that you need to win the early game to kind of snowball the game, and you don't win the early game, it's like, I mean, I don't what like what can you fucking do? I don't know. I'd have to watch this game too, because very unusual to see this kind of a scoreline from Hexy playing Huskar. He's a very good Huskar player, so I'm very curious what happened here, like what went wrong. Um, Especially with Cauterize against Viper, you'd think that would have been an okay. You'd think that would have been okay, but it's possible that maybe he just like mistimed or like kind of didn't respect some of the Viper damage enough. But I think it was like last episode or the episode before where he was saying that Husker is really good against Viper because of the Cauterize facet. So be very curious what happened there. But
Can I take a peek at the Vipers build? Skill
yeah,
build?
yeah, take a peek. Yeah, you max the Q. Yeah, it's
Okay,
pretty standard.
usual.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's in fact it's actually a bit of a greedy build because he didn't get a single value point in Nether Toxin to help him farm. So he all in on the lane completely
Yeah.
and was able to just get it done. So
Well, I do know the Huskar's fine mid against Viper, but maybe it's different in the offlane. There's just so much more space that you have to run to get away from the Viper Q, right?
yeah, but
You only get one
I can't.
Cauterize.
Yeah, but no, but he's got Oracle though. He's got
Yeah, but
Oracle
like
to
if you
purge.
cauterize, the Qs and then you go on the Viper, Venge stuns you, Viper gets his stacks back up. Like I could see it being rough.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right, well, that's fair. Okay, well, that's all the week
Uh,
matchups here. Fatality, you got anything else to add?
yeah, like I was just seeing like why he picked like the Tide Hunter here, and I can see it right against like he sees like the Wraith King, so it's I feel like the lane you should not lose the lane against a Wraith King. No, it's a Wraith King Veno, I guess, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like a Disruptor Tide. It should at least go equal. It's kind of I think he kind of like expected the Tide to do like have at least some like not lose the game,
Yeah, like
like lose
not
the lane.
not lose that hard type thing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I would agree with that. I'm a little surprised that lane went that poorly. Like I do understand it to a degree because it sucks for Veno, or like it sucks against Veno for sure. But you are against a Wraith King. I actually find that Tide's pretty good against Wraith King, right? Like you can't really summon
Mhm.
skeletons, right? Because Tide just kills them and like one or two
Yep.
anchor smashes. So I'm a little surprised that it was that bad. But I will say in the Tide's defense, Disruptor Fort does not offer a lot in that lane, right? Like I mean, like there's literally nothing Disruptor can do in that lane. If he steps too far forward, he's just gonna get galed. then Wraith King stunned, and then just die, right? So there's not like a ton of support that's probably going to happen with that duo. So yeah,
You can't really die, and like I think all you need to do in that lane is just go and like stack, and the tide just wants to farm. Is I think
yeah,
that's good.
yeah,
He
I'd
should not
agree.
be losing the lane. Is all. Is all.
No, he definitely should not be dying 11 times for sure. There's no way that should happen. That's very unfortunate. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up the week matchups here. Before we call it a night here, let's go over some predictions. Blackup. Let's
That's what
start
I'm
with
here for.
yeah. Let's start with Drow's touch against Fountain Divers. Um, I think this is a pretty unfortunate matchup for Fountain Divers. Now, mind you, I think every week has been an unfortunate matchup for Fountain Divers, respectfully, because they have yet to get a win. But I do think that Drow's touch is going to be a much. Well, they only have 2 wins in 3 weeks. Wow, who did they lose to?
Ah,
What is that? Oh, they got 2-0 by HO. And the 2-0 by Sato. Wow,
that's unfortunate.
that is unlucky. Holy
You
moly.
hate to
Anyway,
see it.
sorry. Anyway, I got sidetracked there. That just surprised me to see them at 2 wins. But okay. Drow's Touch against Fountain Divers. I think Drow's Touch is going to 2-0 this. I don't know. I mean, Fountain Divers literally have not won a game. And to be even more honest, they haven't even really looked that close to winning a game. Honestly, they've looked pretty thoroughly outclassed in every game. So I think it's a pretty easy 2-0 prediction. What do you think, Blackup?
Realistically, I would say that Drow's touch would 2-0, but I think it's going to be a 1-1. I think
Wow.
Fountain Divers are going to get the first win.
On Drow's, I mean, if that happens, I think Drow's Touch should probably consider disband. Anyway, Fatality, what do you think?
I mean, it should be 2-0 for Drow's touch. I think this Hexy team is good. They just need to like, uh, yeah, I think it should be like a 2-0.
Okay, all right. Let's go to you, Fatality. Reading Patch is OP against the Drama Piranhas here. That's going to be a very tough matchup, I think, for you guys. You guys are second seed right now, but I think DP has looked very convincingly like the best team. Um, I'm gonna say that you guys are gonna tie. Actually, you know, I think I've been pretty supportive of DP. I think I usually say 2-0s. I think last week I didn't because it was HO playing them, obviously. But I think you guys are gonna sneak a game. That's what I think. What do you think, Blackup?
I think this is going to be a nice 2-0 for Reading Patch's OP.
Wow.
Fatality is going to work them. The frauds will be exposed, and yeah, I
Fatality's
think it's
gonna
going to be decisive. It won't even be close.
Fatality's gonna work him
Okay.
with his 2-16 kill score.
I mean, that's the job done.
Job well done, baby. Let's do it. Fatality, do you think your own team is gonna win or what?
Uh, I think it's going to be a 1-1, I would say. But
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, I think there's going to be a stand-in. I think.
Wait, what? For
And
who?
yeah, there's for them. I think their carry is not available. I mean, I think we're
Oh
trying to make
shit.
it work, but yeah. So they might have like a stand-in. So
No
uh,
Jazzy. Damn,
yeah,
dude. Unfortunate. All right. So you think it's a tie even with the fact that there's no Jazzy?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Humility from the goat fatality. All right. Okay. And we got Spiked Esports against the Jack Stack. I cannot call it anything other than Jack Stack. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-0 for Jack Stack. It would be very surprising to me if it wasn't. I mean, the team seems to be having a little bit of struggles, which I was not expecting, but I think they got to be good enough to at least 2-0 Spiked Esports, in my opinion. What do you think, Blackup?
I have been on record as saying that Rally Up is a rigged team in Conqueror, so I think they are going to 2-0.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fatality. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Yeah, like I still think like Rally Up is the best team in Kong, even though I've not played like the Yoshi stack. They might be better, I don't know, but yeah, at least from like I mean like HO is obviously like the best team here, but I think like Rally Up is like a close second.
All right. All right. Okay, and then last and not least for sure, we got HO against Sad Tofu Block. Alright, now listen. Okay, I mean, Sad Tofu, they got a nice little 2-0 over Drowse Touch. That's really cool. I love to see that, actually. I think that's really, really awesome. Um, I think there's no universe in which HO does not 2-0 this game, the series. I would be very shocked if they do not 2-0. It would be very, very surprising to me. Fatality, what do you think? Who do you think's gonna win this series?
Uh, it's always it's always at show 2-0.
Okay, Blackup, how do you? What do you think? What do you think's gonna happen this series, buddy? Do you think it's gonna be a nice 2-0 for you, or?
You predicted our win before I told you that I'm 100% going Invoker carry, so I'm gonna put myself down for an 0-2.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. You think you're gonna get bounced out by the Sad Tofu Block?
Oh, 100%.
Oh my god, that's amazing. And it's gonna be an Invoker carry.
Invoker carry. I'm possibly going to be picking the chainmail clockwork facet. So one of the two. Maybe
Oh,
both.
that's amazing. That's fucking amazing. Holy shit. All I'm saying is if I don't see an Invoker carry with a big ice wall, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I'm
Okay.
gonna be honest here.
Okay.
But yeah, I better see that. I better see that. All right. Well, thanks for coming, Fatality Blackup. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you guys on the next episode.